Let's go, Rams. When I hear that, man, it just does something. Glory, hallelujah. The highest praise of them all. Don't you know that? Hey, that I go, we in there. Them two was getting it to me there. Let's go, Rams! Don't you know that I'm so glad?
Hey, hey, we had to get you fired up.
I'm telling you, bro, you done got me crunk up in here.
Hey, man, there's no other way to start this episode than to do that, man. So, welcome everybody to 401 Sports World Network 321. Let's go. We are here. Mr. 401 in the building. But hey, Hatchman is here. And if Hatchman's here, it's time to talk Albany State football.
Yes, it is, man. I'm telling you, we're very excited about where we are right now. We're in the Elite Eight, if you will. We've had some tough contests before this particular one that we're going to deal with on Saturday. We had to get through Valdosta first, and that was a nail breaker.
Yeah.
And then we had the third is a charm win over Benedict. And I tell you, the score is 14-12. But I'm gonna tell you something, bro. That was a football game.
Yeah.
From the beginning to the end. As a matter of fact, the Valdosta game was just as good. So we right now in the midst of the getting ready for Newberry, and it's gonna be a different kind of task. We're dealing with a quarterback who seemed to be very exceptional. He has over 3,300 yards passing. 28 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions.
Wow,
and 2 of them came last week.
Wow.
Against West Florida. So this guy apparently can rip it. Unless he's throwing a lot of under the defense kind of passes and letting him run for it. He had an 80-yard pass against West Florida last week. And but we've got to get to him. And I think that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to give our DBs an opportunity to play defense and put some pressure on the quarterback. So he won't have so much time to make a decision on passing that ball. So that's what we've got to do in order to come up with a win on our field this weekend. So the whole city of Albany is excited. My mom, as a matter of fact, 84 years old. Shout out to my mama, sweet Alice. She'll be in attendance. She was in attendance last week, her and her sisters and all my cousins and aunts. And we just had a family event watching those Rams win. So we look forward this weekend, and hopefully we'll pull out a big victory for the city of Albany, Albany State University, and the SIAC. You got to know we have not had a HBCU in the finals of this Division II playoff thing since 2012. That was Winston-Salem.
Wow.
They played against Valdosta State. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. So in order for another one to get there, it's going to have to be us. So we've got to win this game this weekend, and so we can advance to the Final Four, which will be held over in Texas. So, and all roads gonna be leading to Texas, and I'm gonna jump on the first thing smoking, trying to get there. But yeah, having said that, our defense is still stepping up. We're giving up about 13 points a game. On the offensive side, we're averaging about 33 points a game. These are the up-to-date stats, and so we're happy where we are right now. Our defense has been really supportive. We've been a lot of complimentary football. We have been able to gather the win, and that's what Coach Quinn has done. Quinn Gray has done a remarkable job in setting this up. He only been there 3 years. He only been in Albany 3 years, and he has made it to the Elite Eight of the Division II playoffs, and that's remarkable. So I want to commend Coach Gray and his staff and his team on such a outstanding season so far. And as a matter of fact, the coach over from Newberry, he's been there 17 years, and he's had some great seasons. He won his conference about 3-4 times. He have been to the playoffs about 3-4 times. So he is a coach that, who knows how to coach football. So we expect a great game on Saturday. I understand the weather might be a little wet. It might work in our favor because I don't know if you can throw that ball. That wet pigskin sometimes slips. So, but we are looking forward to the Rams coming out playing good complimentary football. The fans behind you, the love for you, Albany State University, is all behind you. So what we've got to do is just come and win the ball game so we can advance to that Final
Yeah,
Four.
man, Albany State, man, great season thus far, Hatch. As you stated, the Elite Eight, Division II. I mean, look at these rankings by Albany State heading into the playoffs. I mean, this is some monster stuff, man, that's going on here in down south. And look, Newberry, as you stated, that's a big matchup coming up in a couple of days here. And you mentioned Coach Gray. Now, wasn't he at FAMU at one point in time? I believe
he was a quarterback for Florida A&M. Yeah, he was a chunk throwing quarterback. He would throw it. Yeah, he went into the NFL. He danced around by 3 or 4 different teams. He played across seas, played in Germany, of course. He ended up with the Kansas City Chiefs. That was the last NFL team he played for. And so he got a lot of experience in that area. He was the quarterback coach over, I think, at Alcorn for a minute. And then he proceeded to go over to Memphis State. And he was a quality control guy the year they won the Liberty Bowl. So he has some understanding of what it takes to win a football game. Matter of fact, both of his sons on the football team. So he brought, he bringing the baggage with him. He's not just talking the talk; he's walking the walk. And it makes a big difference. You got a coach to understand the X and O's and how to compete on this level. And so far, so good. And I want to, again, commend Coach Gray and his team and his assistants and everybody involved on that sideline, and our wonderful president at Albany State University and our AD, along with a variety of different instructors who also make an impact on how these young men perform in the game of football.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And you also mentioned earlier that Albany State is the lone HBCU remaining in the Division II tournament. But man, what about a record number here of 5 HBCUs participated in this Division II tournament, man? And a couple of them advanced in the first, and advanced too in this tournament as well. I mean, just recently, as you mentioned, Benedict, followed short to Albany in the second round, I believe. And so now, come on, man, this is tremendous, man. And so I just want to get your inside thoughts on that part of it too. Because Division II football is very tough. There's tons of talent in Division II. Just case in point, you have currently right now the starting running back for the Green Bay Packers was just a couple years ago was the starting running back at Fort Valley State in this same league that Albany State plays in. That's the type of talent that's there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're so right. Emmanuel Wilson was a heck of a running back, and he still is. He's shown the NFL what the SIAC can bring to you. So he's a remarkable young man who's doing remarkable things with Green Bay. So yeah, you are so right about that. But there are some other issues that dealing with this that come to mind that I want to share with you real quick, and I'm gonna go take my seat somewhere else. But it seems like that the HBCUs are becoming where the portal is opening up to them now. So we're gonna be losing a lot of good players in our conference, moving for better opportunities, of course, and the NIL money does speak volumes. So, in saying such, I'm really concerned about that in some respect because it seems like we are becoming the JUCO for the big boys. Even the mid majors are reaching down, scooping up the better talent once they have gotten developed, and they're moving on. So we've seen a lot of this. And hopefully we can stabilize it in such a way that the brand of football in the SIAC or other HBCUs won't diminish. Because the simple fact that when you continue to take away from the pool of great players on your team, at some point you're going to crumble. And I'm hoping that this is not the time for it. Hoping young people will stay true to the game and stay true to the institution that brought them in and help develop them. I understand sometimes it's a monetary thing that makes you want to move, but get your degree, get out of there and make a life for yourself. And if the NFL is not for you, at least you'll have that degree that you can move on and make a good living for you and your
You
family.
could have said that any better. And yes, that is a growing topic there about HBCUs being quote unquote the farm system, like developing players. Even at Division I level for HBCUs, such as like Alabama State, I'm hearing a lot of I'm hearing that there's going to be some talent there that's going to get poached, or at least attempt to be poached. And it's like, the HBCUs are the ones that get the players out the mud. They develop the players. They get the hardworking guys, the ones that stay around and develop them. And there's got to be a way to start rewarding these institutions for that. And it's going to be it has to be a collective effort, right? It has to come from institutions. It has to come from the community, the Black community, right? A lot of times we don't really talk about HBCUs. We'll talk about, and nothing wrong with PWIs at all, but I'm just saying, like, we'll talk more about, for example, teams like Tennessee Vols more so than we'll talk about Tennessee State. You know what I mean? And like, we have to do it from that perspective as a fan. We have to do that from the mainstream media, right? You have to do more than just showing up every now and then for a quick little show. You need to talk about the real issues. Like, for example, how many SEC teams consist of HBCU teams? There's not one HBCU team in the SEC, right? And it's like, you ever sat back and thought about that for a second? And all these schools are in the same areas, some of the same states, and you don't have that.
That's right.
But again, at the same time, you have a SWAC conference. Why not build a SWAC up to become an SEC? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a big circle. And even this, Hatch, I really could see a team like Albany State. I can see a team like Clark Atlanta, who's had a huge amount of enrollment at their institution. I believe they had more enrollment in any school in the state of Georgia this year, like, coming in for enrollment for the particular year. And that's a growing spot. Why not schools like that move into possibly a MEAC conference and help build that up? They'll have 6 football teams. There's room there to add about 6 more teams and make a super conference. So there's a lot of things that we can dive into, and that could, at the end of the day, help maybe keep talent within those institutions. So yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, Hatch. But ultimately, this is about Albany State, and I know we got to get your prediction before we get out of here. What do you foresee this weekend versus Newberry?
Well, first of all, Newberry is going to come in trying to throw the ball. If how the weather going to be, their game plan is to throw the ball around. And our defense is such a defense, we don't mind. We'll step up to the task. If our offense don't flutter, and we play the game that I've seen us play, and we play consistent football. That complimentary name keep coming up, being complimentary for one another. If we do that, we win this ball game. It's not without a doubt. As a matter of fact, it won't be close. You know what I mean? It won't be as close as the Benedict game. We've got to go in here and play some football. We don't need a close ball game this weekend. We need to come out and go ahead and put the metal to the pedal and make it happen.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So I never want to throw out a score on the game, but we will win the ball game. Albany State will walk out with a score above what Newberry has. So again, we will win the ball game. We will advance to the Final Four, and we'll see what happens from there. But today, you got to get one step at a time. One step at a time, and I'm excited about it. And these television rights, ESPN, they see what's happening. You talking about 5 teams getting in. I don't want to be remiss to talk about this either. 5 teams got in for a reason. They look at who's viewing these games on ESPN Plus. You know what I mean? And I want again to commend Deion Sanders, because of when Deion put it out there. ESPN took a snapshot of exactly what they could do. And they start televising more and more HBCU football. And then they start seeing the results. And as a result of the results, we are now having more teams to get in the viewership. And our teams are winning. And now, we can't turn them down now. Because in the past, you were lucky to get one team in that Division II tournament. You were lucky. When the CIAA didn't get nobody in there, you know what I mean? SIAC, every now and then we would get one in. You know what I mean? Then if you win the conference, and then they would go feed you to the Lion. Right now, we the Lion. You know what I mean? So what we've got to do now is devour everything else that come in our sight. We've got to show them where HBCUs are playing some serious good football out here. And we're playing a very good brand of football that everybody could enjoy. It's entertainment, of course, but at the same time, it's part of who we are when you start rooting for your team. Just like Joseph, they root for University of Georgia. I root for Albany State. You know what I mean? I had that same passion for my institution that they may have for theirs.
That's right.
You know what I mean? I don't know, mine might be even more so because of the simple fact I understand what Dr. Holly did for our institution become an institution as it is today. You know what I mean? I understand the blood, sweat, and tears that the former people put in this thing so we can have an institution like Albany State University. And so that sets apart from some other stuff because I understand the legacy of our institution. And it means a whole lot to me. You know, I'm a third generation Ram. So we've had Hatchers on campus since my mama and now, you know, and for years, you know what I mean? From 1970 on to 2005, there was a Hatcher somewhere on campus. And I was really excited about that, you know what I mean? And being a proud graduate myself, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of history being made this weekend. A lot of history been made, you know, over the last couple of weekends. So we want to continue pushing that agenda, making more history so we can get out of here with this victory, move on to Texas, and get a chance to go over there and do what we do and show our HBCU. And I am so proud to be part of it. So thank you again for having me on your outstanding show. It's always good to see you, brother, because you're one of the guys that, hey, man, I know that really mean well about everything you put out. You do a lot of great things in the community. You're pushing a lot of different agendas, making sure officials are dressed right. Matter of fact, I got some nice volleyball shirts that came from your company that we're trying to continue to put and make sure we move them. And folks love my stuff. I be looking good out there. And now that my basketball season has started, I get a chance to wear some of your basketball gear. And I'm telling you, bro, I look good, and I feel good, and I do good. When you do good, you get paid. I'm just kidding. So, man, hats off to you, brother, and continue to do what you're doing and supporting sports all around this great state of Georgia and abroad. I know you're reaching a lot of networks and a lot of homes in a lot of different areas. But I know right here in Middle Georgia, we really love you, brother, and we really care about what you're doing. Hats off to you. And tell your son I say what's happening, man, over at Mercer University. Tell him he can get one of these hats now.
Oh, yeah. So don't worry. All right. We appreciate it. And Hatch, man, appreciate you. All right. Let's end this with a bang.
All right, my brother, hit it one time for me. Yeah, man. I'm so glad that I'm from ASU, singing glory, hallelujah.